Okay, well, first of all, happy Thursday rolling out. This is your girl, Crystal Jordan, and I'm here with a very special reality check this week because, as you know, we are celebrating fathers the entire week. And so, of course, my guest, I thought he was the perfect guest to kick off this Father's Day reality check edition because we hear his advice on the radio. He's a co-host of the Steve Harvey Show. We hear him talking, doing comedy around the country, making fun of us and making us laugh and empowering us along the way. He is also the host, well, now co-host, because he invited his wife to be a part of his show on Ready to Love. Please help me welcome the one and only nephew Tommy, aka Tommy Miles. Welcome, Tommy.
Crystal, thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, first of all, I got to start out by saying Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Three children, three beautiful children.
Three beautiful children, and it sounds like a lot of mentors. Like you have a lot, or mentees rather. It sounds like you have a lot of mentees out there that you mentor. Is that true? Have you found yourself outside of just your sons also being a mentor to other young men?
I have. I've taken a few guys under my wings. I mean, even guys who are adults that have been
Yeah.
on contestants on my show still call me even after their season is over with, looking for advice, looking for direction. So it feels good to fall into a position like that. Not something that I really, sought out to go do, but just something that landed on me.
Well, it has to be a blessing. I thought we needed to celebrate you this week as we talked about fathers that show up and are a great example, but then also we see it in their lives with their own families. You know, it's one thing to talk about it, but we see the work, we see you with your family, and then we also hear you, like you said, mentoring other men. And I think there's something special about the way you hold men accountable yet celebrate them at the same time. Can you talk a little bit about how you're able to find that balance on the show?
You know what? You just have to go into it with we're gonna do this right. And if you're not doing it right, then I gotta let you know you're not doing it right. I'm not gonna let you just skate by and slide by, or I'm not gonna let you run your little game that you're trying to run. So, that's holding them accountable. At the same time, when somebody does something good, you got to let them know that as well. So you want to do both sides. I gotta chop you down when you're doing wrong, and then I gotta build you up when you're right. So, there's that balance that I think the men respect that because you're coming at them in a way of I'm gonna hold you accountable. At the same time, I'm gonna show you when you're doing it right, and it's just a respect level.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got a chance to see that more and more throughout the show. And I think people have said they enjoy the dates, but they also enjoy when the men get together and you guys are having those conversations because a lot comes out that,
Deep,
you wouldn't,
it's
it
deep.
gets very deep, very deep. I wanted to bring up one of the shows this season. Jason, who is a teacher and a coach, he actually broke down when he was having a conversation with you, and he said, "We don't. I had a chance to hear some of my friends say positive things towards me, and I haven't always had that. That's not something that's common where I'm from." And he actually, teared up about it.
Right.
And I wondered, do you think that there are a lot of men out there that don't get that support, don't get that nurturing poured back into them? Because we a lot of times think men are strong and they may not need it.
You know what? We wake up in the morning, we put this armor on, this shield on, and we go out and we be black men. That's us. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But I think you're watching the show and you see this man cave, so to speak, and things get to come out that don't normally come out. I don't think most of the men across the country are able to go into that cave and open up and share some true feelings or things they've been going through or things that's been stripes that they've been having on their back for a long time.
Yeah.
And when you're able to release it, it feels so good. It's like cutting a cancer completely out of you. And
Mm,
and most men don't get to do that. A lot of us carry a lot of luggage, a lot of burdens, a lot of dramas from the past that's just there, and we just deal with it because we're supposed to be hard and we're supposed to be able to handle it. But when you
right.
when you get around other brothers that's like willing to peel back the layers and show you I got issues too. Here's mine. I'm willing to cry about it. You know what I mean? And that's a good
Right.
thing. When men can open up, cry to each other, and still be men, that's what we are. Men cry.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you that. Men cry. Real men cry.
Yeah. Well, I think the show handles it in a way that is with so much dignity and so much respect. So I think it's probably changing the way a lot of women see that. I mean, the show it's you guys do a great job. While we stay entertained, we definitely stay entertained, but there's some good life lessons in there. A lot of the fathers that come on Ready to Love, because this dating show is a little bit different because you have seasoned adults that are dealing with families, that are dealing with children and
Right.
stepchildren, and the possibility of merging families. What is your advice when you talk to the men, maybe even off camera, if they're thinking about dating somebody like a Vernisha who has 3 children, or even a Stacy who we heard, really wanted to be able to come home and have that potential stepfather for her children? What is your advice to men when they're looking at taking on something that seriously? Because then it's a lot more than just dating her.
Yeah, no, you've inherited an entire family, so and you have to go in it as if it's yours. If you know,
Hmm.
if I had to give it any advice, I would say let's take the word step out of it. If they're just your
Hmm.
children at that point, let's take that word completely out and treat it as if they are your children. Um, make sure whoever your lady is, she's comfortable. She sees how you address them, how you handle them, how you take care of them, how you treat them. That is so important. And when a woman is able to sit back and say, okay, he got this, and he's doing it in the utmost respectable way, you have
Hmm.
to go in it as a man. You have to go in and say, they mine from this point on, from this day on, and I'm going to take care of them, man up all the way through. If you can't dance around this, you can't be me and her cool, but me and her kids kind of so. No, 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 no. We got
Yeah.
to, everything has to be a win-win when we going in with these kids, because the
Hmm.
kids haven't done anything. So
Right.
you also have to go in and win these kids over as well. But I don't want you going in doing something that you're not going to continue to do. Whatever you start
Right.
out doing, that's how you got to ride.
Right. Absolutely. Now, we've seen a lot of social media headlines, pop culture trending posts showing women that are not necessarily open. There's this whole Father's Day debate about, oh, if the baby daddy isn't there, he doesn't deserve to have a Father's Day. What advice would you give to women that may not feel like their children's father, because they're not in a relationship? Maybe they don't feel like his input is needed in the everyday lives of their children. What would you say to those women out there that are perpetuating some of those myths?
I think a father is needed no matter what. Every child, especially a son, needs his father. A daughter needs
Mhm.
her father, because there's just some things that come from a father perspective that mother can't bring. That, don't get me wrong, mom is well needed. We know that mama 24/7, but a father is truly needed. So for those ladies that are separated, divorced, or you're not with this particular gentleman anymore, but y'all have a child together, you know what? I don't know what the circumstances are. Sometimes, the majority of the time, it's, he's not doing his job. He's not paying his child support. He doesn't deserve to see them. Got all of that. At the end of the day, the only person we're hurting is the child, because
Yeah.
the child is the one that's suffering because mama said you ain't seeing him till yada yada yada. Mama, let's just stop that. Let's make
Yeah.
sure the child still gets that attention, that love that dad can give, and that wisdom that dad can put on his sons that they really need. So
Right.
I just say to those single women out there, I understand what you're going through. I understand there's some trifling brothers out there. I get it, but will he be beneficial in your child's life? And you have to make that decision, not based on what's going on with you and how you
Right.
feel and the luggage that you got from this other guy. No, let all that go, and let's just
Hmm.
deal with the child. That's
Yeah.
my thought.
Well, I want to ask you for your with your sons and with your children, period. What is the biggest lesson that fatherhood has taught you up until now?
Uh, you know what? You have to realize that you have. I have different. My kids are different personalities. All three of them. I have a 24-year-old son. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I have a well, just turned 10 a few days ago, a 10-year-old son. So,
Hmm.
and they are all three completely different people,
Yeah.
and you have to, a challenge is to know who you're dealing with when you're dealing with them, and how you deal with them as a group. I tell people all the time, my 24-year-old was when I was struggling, trying to get there, you know. my 16-year-old daughter was in the transition of, oh my God, we're making a turn. We're on our way to a better way of living. My 10-year-old,
It's good.
he rich. He rich. He rich. He don't know nothing about what the other two been through. He is rich, and you can't tell him nothing. So I have to address him differently than I addressed the 24-year-old. The 24 he knew the struggle. So you can quit tripping with me. The 10-year-old, I got to be like, okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna drop you off in the hood for a few days. So you can.
I was gonna say, how do you balance that? Kevin Hart talked about that. Like, my kids are not really equipped, for struggle. That
They're not
so
ready for it. They're not ready
right,
for it. I need to drop.
right.
I need to drop my kids off once a summer for at least 2 weeks in the hood, and take the rich little dog y'all got with y'all. He need to be with some bulldogs. He need to eat out of a trash can. He ain't struggled either. They all need to go through something.
That's good. But so fatherhood has taught you to be aware of all those personalities and to deal with them. I guess accordingly.
Right.
What is the biggest lesson that you want to teach I guess maybe the biggest lesson that you want to teach your sons, and then what is the biggest lesson that you want to impart to your daughter? And are they different?
Yeah, they are different. My sons, I want you to be able to provide. As you grow, I want you to be able to be a provider for your family. The same way I'm providing, you see what I'm doing for ours. I want you to be able to do that. And
right.
It is important for a man to be able to provide and take care of his family and protect them as well. So you have to understand that. So, if I'm getting ready to go on the road and I'm leaving, I'll tell my 10-year-old, now, you going to take care of mommy, right? Yeah, I got mommy. I got her. I said, okay. And I'm going to be calling, checking on you now. Make sure you got mommy. And he's like, I got mom. I got this, daddy. And I'm like, okay, cool. So and you start instilling that. When you look at it from a perspective of being a father to a daughter, I think the thing that you want is, I want to be that model that you look for. That I want you to see how you're supposed to be treated, how I treat your mama, how I open your mama's door, how I do this and do that. I want you to also look for that as well. So, when you start going out and dating and you sitting over there on the passenger side, don't you open that damn door. He gonna bring his butt around here and open this door. You can't pull up in my yard and blow your horn for my little girl to come in. Oh, no, you're gonna knock on this door. Hello, Mr. Miles. How are you? All right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. Where y'all going?
Yeah.
Where y'all going after the movie? Where you going? I need to know all that, but I want her to know how important she is and how she's supposed to be treated like a queen. The same way I'm treating your mama, that's the way you're supposed to get treated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we definitely, like I said, appreciate that example that you show us, not just on Ready to Love, but like I said, also on the Steve Harvey Show, and people that have caught your comedy specials around the country. A little bit of truth, a little bit of laughter, always the best way to swallow the medicine down. Now, Ready to Love has really taken some turns here.
Right.
This season is special. We love it. But I mean, really, this last episode, things have really started to take a turn between KG, Amber.
Yeah.
Joel had a whole surprise for Vernisha that we were not. He obviously surprised you all, because your face was like, what? We have never heard this name. What is happening? We're nearing the end. Can you give us some foresight on what we should be expecting? And can you tell us, are we going to get that couple that we've been longing for, that we can really root for, that we can be excited about this season?
I think you're going to be very excited with the ending. I really do. I think we have at least two that are going to ride it out. One of them I see real longevity. I see wedding bells with one of them, and that's what I'm waiting on. As the host, waiting on the wedding bells. So I think there's one there, definitely. There's another one that is definitely strong, and then there's some that just spun out of crazy, and you're like, oh my God.
We
And it
see the
already started
crazy.
spinning. It already has started spinning. So I'm like, I have to sit back and wait for it all to stop. Be like, okay, is that where we going?
We see the crazy. We talked earlier, we talked last season, and I asked you what was the biggest issue with couples that you see on this show, and probably, couples that reflects in real life, and you mentioned baggage. And again, we see that consistent theme this
Yeah.
season of people having baggage that keeps them either guarding their heart a little bit too much,
Yep.
or being completely overly protected, and a person like David that's just obviously hasn't really let go of some of
Oh,
the pain that they've dealt with in the past. How can people, but that's also a very real thing, people that have lived a little bit, had some marriages, divorce, children, breakups, heartbreak. We all have this baggage. How can you know that you truly are ready to love, or if you need to do some more self-love before putting yourself out there?
I think self-love is always important first. And that's the problem with a lot of people that jump from one relationship to the other one and never take
Hmm.
time for themselves. But I think the biggest issue is whatever it is, whatever that baggage is, talking about it and bringing it out is the best medicine. If
Right.
you can get it off your chest, it's a lot of people carrying baggage that don't bring it out, not talking about
Hmm.
it. It's just
Hmm.
there. And that's the problem, is by the time you get to the next relationship, here you are with this big bag, and then whoever that man or that woman is on the other side, they have no idea you got this big bag. And
Right.
and as soon as a small argument happens, boom, it explodes. You'd be like, where all that come from? That's that bag, you know?
Yeah.
And if you start talking about what your baggage is and start communicating it with someone, or letting the next person know, here is my bag. Let me
Right.
show you what's in my bag. Show me what's in your bag. So guess what? Maybe if we put it all out on the table, at least we know what we're up against. Because guess what?
Right.
You might unload your bag, Chris. I might be like, okay, that's just too much in your bag for me to
Right.
deal with. But at least
Right.
you're being honest with me, saying, here's my bag. Let me show you what's in it. I'm going to show you what's in mine. Let's see if we can put it all out on the table. And can we
Right.
communicate through this?
And make
That's
that, you got the option to make that.
exactly.
Last question, Tommy. I have to ask you, were you disappointed and were you shocked to see the behavior of both David and Ron as they're at their exit from the show?
I was very disappointed in some of the language that was used.
Hmm.
I'm all about uplifting women. I'm all about the utmost respect when it comes to women. I'm not into this name calling. I'm not into this talking down or putting women down. That's just not me. I do
Hmm.
not like it. Um,
Yeah.
what I saw, and I like David and I like Ron, but
Hmm.
how you handle things, it shows me the maturity of where you are, and
Yeah.
it, and you need a little more growth to when things happen to a real man, they happen, and you man up on that. Okay, it didn't go
Yeah.
well, or somebody is about to come and let me know that I've been eliminated. Don't try to break and run. Take it like a man.
Right.
There was no problem when you sat somebody down and told them it was
Hmm.
time for them to leave. So when
Yeah.
somebody sits you down, you got to man up and be like, okay, well, maybe I'm not ready to love. I appreciate the opportunity. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Go out like a man. That's how you're supposed to go out, not where I'm looking at the cameras and it look like they're chasing you through the parking lot. Let's slow all this down, you know.
Yeah. Or you
And
trying to hurt her by saying I went out with somebody else, I kissed her. It was just
it,
I was saddened at the way they both handled that.
right, respect is what I like at all times, especially from my guys. And so yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little disheartening, uh, hopefully in their walk of life of trying to find somebody, they'll get a little better with that.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time. As we said, we wish you a very happy Father's Day. We hope you have a good time with your beautiful family this weekend. And we
And
will definitely
and,
be
and
checking
these
you out.
and these little three rich kids, yes. Please.
Your three rich kids and your slightly troubled, looking for love mentees that we enjoy watching you talk to and counsel each week. We'll definitely be checking you out on Ready to Love. It would definitely want to see how this thing ends out.
Thank you, Crystal. I will say, tune in, tune in, tune in. And don't forget the reunion too. It's all, oh my God. Oh my
We
God.
can't wait. We can't wait. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Tommy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So you guys make sure you check out Tommy every Friday, 10 p.m. on OWN. You definitely want to catch up with everything happening on Ready to Love. We want to wish all the fathers out there a very happy Father's Day. All the fathers, people acting like fathers, standing in as fathers. From Crystal here at Reality Check and Rolling Out, we want to wish you a very beautiful, happy Father's Day weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.